Guys, for those of you who have plans to apply for a visitor's visa to Canada, there is a trick that the IRCC is using to get all those that have plans to come and stay and work. If you know you have plans to apply for a Canada visitor visa, please watch this video to the end. Do not miss it out. I am going to be giving you a trick. I did an application 2 days ago and I discovered something very intriguing, very fishy. This IRCC thing, they are too wise, they are too intelligent, but believe me, we are more than them, and we are going to break any form of traps or any form of obstacle they think they can put on our applications. All right, guys, please watch this video to the end to get an insight of what I want to tell you. I have a lot of resources for you today, guys. I'll be right back. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another edition of education, information and counseling. We are always here to educate people what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say. So this video is for those that have plans to apply for a Canada visitor's visa. Yeah, you got it right. If you know you have plans to apply for a Canada visitor's visa, please try to adjust these things I'm going to be mentioning in this video before you submit your application, because you don't want to make these mistakes I'm going to be mentioning in this video. All right, you really don't want to make these mistakes. All right, if you are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Ircc. I am an international student recruitment officer, and I am currently recruiting for over 11 designated learning institutions in Canada. All right, and if you're also coming across my channel for the very first time, please guys, you know how we do it. Do not forget to hit that subscription button below, turn on your post notification bell so that each time I post a video like this, you'll definitely be the first to be notified. You can also share the videos to your friends, your families and your loved ones. All right, so the very first thing I would like to address in this video, like I said, is for those that have plans to apply for visitors visa. Now, if you realize that when you are about creating your account, either with a GC key or with a new IRCC portal, the government of Canada, they have started recommending that you use the IRCC portal. That's a recommendation they always put. Though both systems are still working very well, like both portals are still working very well, but they will tell you that it is recommended to use the IRCC portal. That's what they will tell you. All right, that's not a big deal. Okay, now I submitted an application 2 days ago for a Canada visitors visa, and I realized something with the new IRCC portal. When you arrive at the level of medical checks, yeah, I think that is at the level of medical checks, they will ask you a question depending on what type of visa you're applying for. Yeah, like what your profession is. Okay, now they will ask you, I think that's under medical checks. I'm very convinced, medical background checks. Yeah, they will ask you, will you like to apply for any of, you know, they will list some jobs that are related to what you are doing, because before arriving the medical checks, they will ask you some questions about your profession. What do you do? Are you an instructor? Are you a technician? Are you a teacher? Are you an engineer? Are you a pilot? They'll ask you all of those things. Now, when you arrive at the level of medical background checks, they'll ask you, will you like to apply for a job related to this domain? They will give you like 10 different related jobs. If, for example, if you're applying, let me just say you are let's say you're a nurse, they can say, okay, they can give you other options as pharmacy technician, of health administrator. They'll give you 10 different options. Yeah, like approximately 10 or 8. They'll ask you, are you interested in applying to any of those jobs? Guys, if you're applying for a visitor's visa to Canada, do not make that error. Do not dare, not by a bit, to choose yes, because that will be a red flag. Remember, you're applying for a visitor's visa, and according to the rules and regulation of IRCC, you have to show home ties and you have to show that you are coming back to your country. If you answer yes, right? If you answer yes, excuse me. If you answer yes to that question, that you are interested in applying for those jobs, it means indirectly you are telling them that if you see a job while arriving in Canada on a visitor's visa, you are going to remain there, and that automatically is a red flag for those that are applying for visitor's visa. Remember, you must always show that you have intention to return back to your country. This is a temporary visa. Just a reminder, it is not a permanent visa. So you must never, and on no circumstance or no occasion should you choose the option yes. Make sure to choose no. That is one of the tips I wanted to give you today. Like I said, it's for those that will be using the IRCC portal to apply for their visitor's visa, because when creating your account, the IRCC will normally recommend that you use the new IRCC portal or compared to the OGC key. So take note, guys, take note. All right, the second thing now we want to talk about is your proof of funds. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking questions about proof of funds, which, I mean, proof of funds happens to be one of the most important documents you must show, because you can't go to any country without money. Yeah, you need to have money to travel to any country in the world. You need to have money. Now, we know how many of our African brothers, they do it. Yeah, they have to contact Mr. A, Mr. B to do certain stuff with their statements. We all know that most of them do not actually have those funds in their accounts. So, but what do you do at the end of the day? People have been asking, does IRCC actually verifies your bank account? This is my humble opinion. I'm saying this because I am responsible for whatever I say. I don't think IRCC verifies bank statements and bank accounts. But believe me when I say IRCC, they have forensic accountants. That means apart from even using a forensic accountant, they could easily detect, yeah, they could detect a bank statement just by looking at it, if it is a real, authentic or not. Because sometimes when you look at most of these GCMS notes that have been given to those that have received visa deniers, particularly when it comes to the level of proof of funds, when the visa officer tells you, I am not convinced, I am not certain about the authenticity of this document, like your proof of funds. Because for those that have applied for GCMS, those notes, well, when they give you a visa denial, you want to know the exact reason for your visa denial, you apply for the GCMS. So now, once, for those that have applied for those GMS before, when the visa officer is giving details about your proof of funds, you see they'll always tell that no, they were not certain about the genuinity of that document. Meaning that means it's not even an issue of verification. Just looking at it, they can tell if it is fake or it is real. So guys, the very first tip I want to give you is that make sure you have your account number existing. It's very important. There is a checking system for IBAN numbers. All account numbers have IBAN number. I think they call it like that. I don't know if it's IBAN or it's IBAN. So make sure you have your account number existing. That's the best tip I can give to you. I don't care, I don't know what you want to do with your account, but make sure the account is actually existing. Like I said, we have IBAN checkers. All right, okay. And also, the next advice I want to give those that have plans to apply for a visitor's visa, guys, please, if you are enjoying this video, do not forget to hit that subscription button below, and also please, as usual, turn on your post notification bell so that you don't miss my videos. All right, another advice I want to give those that have plans to apply for a visitor visa is that, especially those that are working, those that are in the working class, that are working for employers or companies and stuff like that, you know, before you apply for your visitor's visa, you will definitely need a leave of absence, contract of employment, and so on. Now, this is the mistake most people always make. Right? There is no way an employer will let you go out on leave for more than 1 month, more than 30 days, even if they are employers like that. But it is very rare. It is not normal for an employer to leave you for more than 30 days outside the company. So when you're applying for your visitor visa, please take note of the duration. That's why I say your SOP is very important, because inside your SOP you have to mention, the tips are there. You have to mention why you want to visit Canada, for how long you'll be in Canada, and what you intend to do after your visit. All right, try to write something during your visa application. Write it. It is not obligation, it is not an obligation, but it might increase your chances. I am very confident and certain that it will definitely increase your chances. Believe me when I say so. Now, if you apply for a visitor visa, please try to use between 5 days and 14 days. 2 weeks is okay, 14 days is fine. Even though we have companies that can give you leave for 30 days and more, but for the sake of your visa application, do not exceed 14 days. Use 14 days. Unless you're going for a program, yeah, use 14 days. Right, please use 14 days. Then also, for those that are saying, oh, they need to have somebody that will give the letters of invitation, they need to have somebody that will accommodate them. No, you can go to Canada, you can travel to Canada as a tourist. You don't need to have a family member in Canada, you don't need to have friends, you don't need to have anybody to go to Canada. Now this, I will give you some sites that will help you to book flights and to book accommodation. All right, now normally you have to show where you'll be staying if you don't have anybody in Canada, because if you're at your point of entry, they'll still ask you at your point of entry, they'll ask you, where will you be staying, Mr. and or Mrs. Where will you be staying? As you're landing here, where will you be staying? Are you going to be staying in a hotel or with a friend? You have to specify all those things during your visa application. So let's start with the accommodation, which is the hotel, which is the most unique way to use when applying for your visa. You can use agoda.com or hotel.com to reserve a hotel, you know, get the reservation booked, arrival date, returning date, the amount, everything should be very visible, so that you prove to the visa officer, this is where I will be staying, even when you arrive at your point of entry. Same thing for flight reservation. You could use Turkish Airlines, you could use Buse Airlines, you could use Air Canada, there are just so many. You could use United Airlines, there are just so many. Try to do a flight reservation to show your entry, your departure and return. That's to and from your home country, all right, or your country of residence. You might be, let's say you are in the UAE, you want to visit Canada, but you're not from UAE. Yeah, you have to show your to and from ticket. Okay guys, so that was it for today. If you have any question, if you have any worries, please, you can get in touch with me on WhatsApp or through email. And also, let me also use this video to acknowledge received payment from 2 persons. Emmanuel from Ghana, I think so, yeah, and Frank from Nigeria. Yeah, they know themselves, so I am acknowledging your payment receipt. So I know we haven't started with your admission yet, but I just want you to know that we'll get that done as soon as possible. So guys, thank you very much for always being a valued fan. Thank you for always subscribing. Thank you for always sharing my videos. Thanks for commenting, and I will see you next Friday. Guys, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is it.